Yo, Frankie, sup? Man, it feels like forever since I last talked to you.
Yeah, it's been a pleasant 8 years. Why'd you have to go and ruin it by texting me like this?
Come on, dude. Is that really how you're gonna greet an old friend?
An old friend? As in someone who I no longer consider a friend? You should be grateful that's all I had to say about you, considering what you did. You slept with my wife, got cut off by your parents, turned everyone who was once your friend against you, and had to leave town to escape your ruined reputation. Didn't you move out of state?
Well, yeah, but anyway. You're still working in town, aren't you?
What's it to you?
I just thought I might stop by and visit my old buddy Frankie and shoot the breeze for a while.
Don't bother. You don't know where I live anyway.
Not to worry. I got your address from one of our classmates who didn't know about our history.
Unbelievable. Seriously, though, what do you think you're doing? You don't have any right to be texting me anymore, much less actually coming to visit me at my house.
Oh, please, don't be like that. It's been 8 years. That's all water under the bridge now, all right?
I'll still feel the same way about you 80 years from now, so don't you dare come anywhere near me.
If you're really still that angry, why haven't you blocked my number?
Just to keep tabs on you. There's no telling what a sociopathic moron like you will do, so it's safest to be able to at least have some advance notice of what you might be doing. Consider it like a vaccine for a virus named Luke.
Wow, you're harsh.
Not harsh, just honest.
Well, if I'm gonna be honest, the truth is that your vaccine was a dud.
Huh? What now?
You got remarried, didn't you?
Yeah, and?
And you had a kid too, right?
What's with these questions? I don't feel compelled to tell you anything about my life.
Nah. You don't need to tell me anything. I already know everything. Tell you what, Frankie boy. I'm gonna let you in on a little secret I've been keeping from you.
Secret?
Get this. You know that precious little baby your wife gave birth to? It's not yours. It's mine.
What? What are you talking about?
You don't have to believe me. But if you get a paternity test, it's not going to be yours. But seriously, what's with you? You haven't even seen your wife in 2 years. How did you not realize the baby wasn't yours when she told you she was pregnant? Do you not even know how babies are made?
For real, Luke, what in the world are you talking about? You've never met my current wife. You don't even know her name.
That's what you think. I'm like a home-wrecking ninja. I sneak in undetected and bam! Your wife is now my plaything. You should know that. It's how I stole your last wife from you. I was getting with her for 2 whole years and you didn't even notice. I only let you in on the whole thing because I got bored. What kind of idiot doesn't notice his wife with another guy for that long? You're such a loser.
Are you gonna start making sense anytime soon?
Huh?
Who are you talking about? Luke, is this really you? Did someone take over your account or something? Or maybe you're just drunk out of your mind?
Drunk? Well, maybe just a little. And it's the real me.
I see. Well then, I don't want to deal with you for any longer than I have to, so I'll give you the bare minimum information necessary to get you to leave me alone. First off, I'm not living in our old town anymore.
What?
Second, I don't have any kids.
Hold on. Oh, I get it. You're lying to try and get me to go away, aren't you? How pathetic. Sorry, Frankie boy. It's not gonna work.
You're free to think whatever you'd like. I'm just telling you the truth. Now, if you excuse me, I need to get back to work, so I'll be taking my leave from this conversation now.
Hey, hold on. I just told you I'm sleeping with your second wife. How can you be so chill about this? Not only that, the daughter that you thought was yours is actually mine. Should you be more, sad? I thought you'd be lying on the floor crying your eyes out by now. Well, I guess it doesn't really change my plans, so whatever. At first, I was planning on dumping her after I told you about our affair like the last time. But I actually kind of started to like her. That's why I got her pregnant, to make sure I could get her to divorce you and be with me. In other words, your wife and daughter are now mine. Everything went exactly as I planned. I win, you lose again. I hope you're ready to be a twice divorced loser. Be a pal and sign the paperwork as soon as you get it, okay? What's up, Frankie? I heard you absolutely lost it when your wife told you that she was going to divorce you. And then when she told you about your daughter. She said you didn't believe my text, but when she told you in person, you completely broke down and cried like a little girl. What's that with you, man? I already told you all of that. You should have believed me from the get-go. It would have saved you the humiliation of crying in front of your wife and daughter. I guess the truth finally set in, huh? Well, good. That makes my life easier, since now you'll agree to the divorce for sure. Just remember, it's what's best for your daughter. Or should I say, my daughter. Yo, Frankie, what's your deal? You never responded to my text yesterday. Are you trying to ignore me? Seriously, dude, grow up. You're a grown man. You're gonna have to deal with this like an adult. I guess I'm gonna have to tell you something that'll make you reply to me for sure this time. Know what I'm gonna do? Your wife. In your house. You gotta move it along, man. At this rate, your wife's gonna give birth to my second kid before you divorce her. Just knock before you come in, alright? Come on, Frank. You're starting to tick me off now. I wanted to settle this once and for all yesterday. That's why I texted you while I was with your wife. But once again, you didn't even reply once. How long are you going to keep running away from me, Frank? Do you think this is all going to go away if you keep ignoring me? You're going to have to face me sooner or later, Frank. Now text me back, tonight. Your wife and daughter are mine, like it or not.
Sorry I've kept you waiting, Luke.
There you are.
I was doing a little digging into something, so I thought I would hold on from replying until I had dug up what I was looking for.
Digging? What do you mean?
I see you're very confident that you've stolen my wife and daughter from me. The woman you're with, her name is Luna, right?
Yeah, your wife Luna. That's what I've been saying.
Luna isn't my wife.
What?
She's my younger brother's wife.
Your younger brother's wife? You're really something else, Frank. I was your best friend when we were kids. I lived next door to you until 8 years ago, for crying out loud. I know you don't have a younger brother, so tell me another one.
Actually, I didn't even know I had a younger brother until about 6 years ago. And since you were run out of town 8 years ago, there's no way that you would know about him.
Wait, what? I don't understand.
To be more precise, he's only my half-brother.
So that means...
Yeah, my parents got divorced when I was 3, so I know you knew that my dad had left us to move away.
Well, yeah, I knew that.
My dad got married to another woman, and they had a son, my half-brother Ken.
Okay, go on.
Ken got married last year, a little over 2 years ago. But just this last year, the company he was working for went bankrupt. So he had to move out of the company housing he had been living in up until then. At that point, my dad and Ken's mom had already divorced, and Luna's parents had passed away in a sudden accident several years prior. So since the two of them had nowhere else to go, and I happened to live nearby, I let them come and move in with me in my house for a while.
Hold on. You said that you weren't living in our old town anymore. What's the deal?
I'm just getting there. Be patient. Just about a month after Ken and his wife moved into my place, my company told me they were sending me to work at our company headquarters in another country.
What the? Another country? You mean you're not even in the country right now?
That's right. My wife and I moved overseas together 10 months ago. And if everything goes according to plan, I'll be staying here for another 6 or 7 years.
Seriously?
And as for my old place, it was a rental house. So when I moved over here, I just had Ken take over the lease, and he and his wife kept on living there.
Man, this is an insane story. I had no idea. Man, this sucks. I was feeling great thinking that I managed to break up 2 of your marriages. But she's not even your wife? Ugh. I went to all that trouble for nothing. Whatever. I'm done with you. Later, Frankie. Frank, you there? I'm in big trouble. You gotta help me out, dude.
Ugh, what do you want now, Luke? You do understand that we live in different time zones, right?
True time zones. I'm in full-on crisis mode, Frank.
Go on.
Your half-brother Ken, he's suing me. And Luna just showed up at my apartment door with her kid and all her stuff.
Okay, and? I'm not sure what you're so surprised about. This is the only possible way this could have ended for you.
What do you mean, why?
You slept with a married woman, Luke. That means her husband, my half-brother Ken, can sue you for your part in her infidelity.
Really?
Don't tell me you forgot. You should have gotten the exact same papers in the mail when you slept with my first wife. That was when your parents agreed to foot the bill for the lawsuit settlement in exchange for cutting you out of their will. I guess I can understand how you forgot. At the time, you were just happy that your parents were going to pay it and wouldn't cost you a thing. I guess their act of kindness kept you from feeling the pain that hopefully would have taught you a lesson.
And that's it. My parents. I can get them to pay for the lawsuit.
Are you drunk again or just not paying attention? They cut you off, disowned you.
What else am I supposed to do? Luna's here demanding that I support her and the kid. I don't have that kind of money. I'm barely getting by on my own. If I can't get my parents to help me, then how am I supposed to come up with the money to feed 2 more people?
Well, I guess you could ask your parents to bail you out again. If you can find them.
What do you mean? I know where my old house is.
Was, not is. I looked it up and the place where your old house used to be is now a new apartment complex.
What? It's gone? Why?
Isn't it obvious? They sold it and moved away. Their reputation in the community took a nosedive thanks to your escapade with my first wife. I also can imagine it would be pretty uncomfortable living next door to the person whose wife their son slept with. So they probably wanted to put it all behind them and start fresh elsewhere.
Where did they go?
Don't ask me. I have no idea.
You've got to have some idea.
Nope, not a clue. Are we done here? I want to get back to sleep.
Hey, you can't just go to sleep at a time like this.
I told you, idiot. Oh, we live in different time zones. Yes, I definitely can go to sleep right now.
That's not the issue. The issue is I'm having the crisis of a lifetime over here.
I would never in a million years lift one single finger to help you out of a crisis you might be facing. And not even to save your life.
How can you say that to me?
If you really don't know, then there's nothing that I could say to make you understand. I'm going back to bed now, Luke. Good luck.
Frank, you can't do this to me. You got to help me.
I heard about everything that happened next from my half-brother Ken. Apparently, it all went down pretty quickly. He was concerned that Luke and Luna might skip town to try and avoid paying him the money they owe him. So, while he got a lawyer to advance his case through the legal channels as quickly as possible, he also asked the CEO of his company for advice. The CEO told Luke that he had some connections in a particular sector of society that might be able to deal with the two of them. The CEO's acquaintance quickly agreed to take on the task of encouraging Luke and Luna not to leave town, and even gave them jobs and a place to live while they work off their debts to me. The company that hired them has a very strict disciplinary system in place, so I don't suppose the two of them will be causing any trouble in the near future. Plus, they're making all their payments on time. I was concerned for their daughter though, since she's a totally innocent party in all of this, but Ken's CEO pulled some more strings and she got taken in by a kind and loving family. I'm not very hopeful that Ken will ever be able to be anything resembling a decent human being, but I hope his time at his new company will straighten him out, even if only for a little bit.
Hello, Bianca. I was just wondering how to put the heating on. It's quite chilly in the house, and I was hoping to warm up a bit.
Oh, your heating panel is under the stairs. You just have to press the button on the side a couple of times and the heating should come on for a few hours.
Oh no, dear. I know how to operate my heating. I'm not a simpleton. I wanted to know where your heating controls are.
Why do you want to know where my heating controls are?
Because I'm at your house, of course. Please try to keep up, dear. It's quite exhausting having to repeat myself all the time.
Yeah, it's just, why are you at my house while we're away? I never agreed to it. And how did you even get inside? You don't have a key.
Oh, Jacob made me one last year when you went on holiday to Spain for a week. He said I needed it just in case something happened to the house whilst you two were away.
Okay, that makes sense. But why are you using it to go into my home whilst I'm not there? You have your own house to live in, so I'm not quite sure what you're doing in mine.
There's no need to be so snappy about it. I'm only here because I was after the recipe of the chicken that you made the other day. It was very tasty, and I wanted to make it again for myself and some friends. I thought I'd come and get the recipe myself instead of bothering you about it.
Well, I don't mind if you want the recipe, but I really would rather you ask me for it instead of helping yourself into my home.
But Jacob gave me the key, and he knows that I come in here all the time. The only reason I messaged you today was because he was busy and I couldn't get a hold of him to ask him where the heating was.
Hang on. What do you mean you're in there all of the time?
Well, when I get bored, I come over and just hang out. It's not that big of a deal, really.
Not a big deal. That's my home. I don't want people just helping themselves to it when I'm not there.
Don't get so worked up. Jacob knows I'm here.
Well, he never told me. Hang on. Is that why things have gone missing? Like the desserts that I made for Jacob and I? And the steak that I was going to cook for our date night?
I might have helped myself to a few things from the fridge. I didn't realize that you were going to use them for a date night. Honestly, you should really write your name on things if you don't want anyone to use them.
It's my house. I shouldn't have to do anything. It's a given that everything in that house is mine and Jacob's.
Don't be so selfish, Bianca. It's good to learn to share. Anyway, I can buy you a steak and some puddings if it really means that much to you.
That's not the point, Lola. The point is that you just waltzed into my home and helped yourself to things that are most definitely not yours. What else have you taken? I noticed that a few of my favorite shirts have gone missing, along with my favorite scarf. Was that you? Have you taken them?
I might have borrowed a few things. Jacob said it was okay, and I planned on returning them once I was finished with them.
Oh my god, Lola, you can't just take my things.
Jacob said it was fine, and I'm more inclined to listen to my son than his wife.
I don't care what Jacob said. These are my things, not his. I have bought them with my own money, so Jacob has no say over what happens with them. You can't just take them without even asking me if you can even borrow them. And another thing. I don't really want you in my home when I'm not there. Could you please leave?
Fine, but I'll be telling my son how you've treated me today. Just you wait.
Well, don't worry. I've got a few things that I need to say to him myself.
Bianca, why were you so horrible to my mom this afternoon? What has she done to deserve such a vitriolic reaction from you?
What do you mean I was horrible to her? I wasn't anything of the sort. All I did was tell her that I don't want her in our house when we are not there.
That's not all you did. She told me that you screamed at her about borrowing your things and that you were incredibly rude when she told you that she accidentally ate the food you bought for our date tonight. How could you be so mean to an old woman like that? Especially when she's not even done anything to you. I really don't appreciate you treating my mom that way.
Hang on a moment. I never screamed at your mom. All I did was tell her that I don't want her taking my things without asking me first. And yes, I was annoyed that she had eaten the food that I planned to cook for us, and I believed I have a right to, but I didn't yell or scream at her about it.
Well, she said you did.
So you're just going to believe her over me? I can show you our text messages if you want.
I don't need to see the chat between you two. All I want is for you two to get along. To be honest, you've always been a little standoffish with my mom. I get that you're a little jealous of her and all the attention I give her, but it can't be helped really. I'm her only son and she raised me all by herself after my dad left us. I can't just abandon her now because I married you. You really need to work on being a bit kinder and more open to her. If she wants to go around to our house when we're not there, I'm fine with it. Her house is old and practically falling down anyway. With how drafty it is there, it really is better if she spends her days in our home. At least that way she won't get sick.
Fine then. If she's going to be spending time in our home while we're not there, using our electric and heating and everything else, she can pay a certain amount towards our bills every month.
What?
Well, if she's using our home during the day, then she'll be increasing all of our bills. If she wants to do that, then she'll need to contribute to the bills as well. It's likely that everything could go up at least a few hundred a month with how often she leaves all of the lights on and everything. And what about the food that she's eating? I've been buying twice as much food because I thought you were raiding the fridge at night.
Well, I can't really ask her to do that.
It's either that or she can't go round.
I can't leave her in her house. Like I said, it's practically falling down because of how old it is. She'll freeze there.
Look, I understand that you want to look after your mom, but maybe we could come up with a compromise? How about we take a look at how much it'll cost to get the house done up a little bit? I'm sure if we put our finances together, then we can at least plug up any cracks and drafts that might be coming through.
Yeah, that might actually work. I'll have a word with my mom about it.
Okay, let me know what she says.
Hey Bianca, Jacob told me what you discussed last night, and I would be grateful if you could help me out.
Of course. Like I told Jacob yesterday, I'd be more than happy to put our finances together and see if we can get something done for you.
Well, actually, in regards to that, I couldn't help but notice last time I was around your house that you actually have quite a bit of money lying around in your bank account.
Huh? What do you mean? How on earth would you know what is in my bank account?
Well, I was just doing a bit of tidying up for you and happened to come across some of your bank statements. $45,000 is quite a bit to have tucked away.
Hang on.
I was just thinking, with that kind of money, you could pay to have my house done up completely, like renovated to the max. Of course, you and Jacob would get the house once I was gone, and it'll probably have gone up in value by then as well. It's a win-win for all of us.
Okay, you need to slow down, Lola. First of all, why on earth did you think it was okay to go through my bank statements? I keep those in a drawer in my home office, so I know that they weren't just lying around. You have to have gone and purposely snooped through my things to find those. As well as that, how dare you decide what I should do with my money?
Well, it's not just your money now, is it? It's my son's as well, considering he's your husband.
Actually, it's neither of ours. That belongs to my mom.
Huh? I thought your mom was in a care home and too senile to even know what money is anymore.
I'd appreciate it if you didn't talk about my mom like she was an idiot. She has dementia. And yes, she is in a care home. However, that money is still hers. I'm simply her financial caregiver, so that she doesn't end up losing it to scammers. But that doesn't mean I can spend it on whatever I want. It's all used to facilitate her care and to give her the best quality of life that she can have.
Look, not to be mean, but your mom likely doesn't have long left. I'm sure she'd appreciate the money going towards helping her daughter and her family out more than having it sit in a bank account doing nothing. You're in charge of the money, so technically you can do anything you want with it. Besides, it'll be yours when she passes on. So why not just use it now when it'd be really helpful? I mean, it would sure help me out.
No, that's not happening.
We'll see what Jacob has to say about this. I want my renovated house, Bianca, and I'll be getting it whether you like it or not.
Bianca, what's this that my mom's on about? We have $45,000 that you're not telling me about?
No, we don't. As I told your mother, that money is my mom's. I'm just her financial caregiver. That doesn't mean I get to spend it as I please. It all goes towards keeping my mom as happy as possible and paying for her spot in the care home.
Oh, don't give me that rubbish. Your mom has no need for that much money. We can use that to do up my mom's house properly, like she's asked us to. And like she said, we could probably sell it on for more when she dies too.
That would be 20 years from now, at the very least. And like I told your mother, that's my mom's money, so I'm not doing anything with it. In fact, it's actually illegal for me to do so.
No one would care. I mean, your mom will probably die soon anyway, and to be honest, it'd probably be better if she did. She's not really contributing anything to our lives.
How can you say that? You know how much I love my mom. She means the world to me. How can you be so callous? Sometimes it strikes me how much you've changed since we got married, and not for the better.
Look, I'm just being realistic. That money's going to waste when we could really use it.
You mean your mom could really use it?
So what if she could? We'll get it back and more probably, eventually.
You know what? I can't do this anymore.
Can't do what?
You might not care about your mom and look forward to her dying, but I'm trying to give my mom the best life she can have with whatever time she has left. I want to spend my time with her and make sure that she's comfortable, not planning about how to spend all of her money. Oh, and don't think that I don't know that you've been seeing someone behind my back.
What? No, I haven't.
Oh, please, I'm not an idiot. All those times you had to stay late at work. Yeah, I know you were really sneaking off to spend time with that coworker of yours. In fact, I've been planning to do this for quite some time now. I just needed to gather enough evidence so that the judge would rule in my favor.
Judge? Favor? What are you on about?
Jacob, I want a divorce.
What?
I've already submitted all the papers, and because I have evidence of you cheating, the judge is sure to dissolve our marriage.
Wait.
My lawyer will be in contact soon. Goodbye, Jacob.
So, I've just had the bill from the contractors. They've almost finished tearing down all of the old foundations and are ready to start putting new ones up. I just need you to sign the bill and pay them before they'll begin construction, though. I can't wait to get out of this dingy little flat. Bianca? Hello?
Oh, hello, Lola. What did you want?
I need you to pay the builders working on my house. They won't start any new construction until they've been paid a deposit up front.
Well, I'm afraid you'll have to talk to Jacob about that. It has nothing to do with me.
Oh, don't give me that. You're the one with the money, remember? We're using the money from your mom's account, your inheritance.
I don't remember ever agreeing to that. Besides, Jacob and I are no longer together, so anything to do with you has no bearing on me anymore.
What? What do you mean no longer together?
We got divorced. I discovered your son was cheating on me, and the whole thing with my mom's money really was the last straw. I filed for divorce weeks ago. I'm not too surprised he didn't tell you, though.
But what about my house? It's practically in pieces. I need the money to build it again.
That's not my problem. I never even agreed to it in the first place. You'll have to take it up with your son.
But surely, with divorce, Jacob gets half of the assets and money.
Unfortunately, that's true. But considering he was the one to cheat, I got the most in a 70-30 split.
And the $45,000? 30% of that is still $12,000 roughly.
And like I said, that isn't my money. It's my mom's. No one can touch that but her. Really, you should try and listen better. It's quite exhausting having to repeat myself.
Why, you little...
Yeah, I'm just going to cut you off there. I really have no reason to talk to you anymore, so don't contact me again, okay?
But where's Jacob?
I don't know and I don't care. Good luck with your house, or more like a pile of bricks now. See ya. After that, I didn't bother contacting Jacob or his mom again. I spent as much time as I could with my mom and made sure she was comfortable until the end. I did end up inheriting the rest of her money, and thanks to Lola, I decided to invest it into doing up properties and then selling them on. I ended up making quite a lot of money from doing this, and it's all thanks to Lola suggesting I do it with her house. And coincidentally, I did end up doing it to her home, only she had sold it off by then. It was in complete disarray as the builders had left the moment they knew they wouldn't get paid. I ended up fixing the house up pretty nicely and sold it on for a lot more.